Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session, and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hi kids, welcome back to another video on photography basics. I hope you all enjoyed the last video and you learned something from it as well. I went through all of your submissions personally and loved every single one of them. We'll have a submission at the end of this video as well. So make sure that you stay till the end of this video and you submit whatever we have for you for this video as well. I hope you all are staying safe as well, washing your hands in this current situation that we are in. I hope your family is doing well as well. And now let's start off with this class in which we are going to learn about what are the basics of phone photography that will help you understand what are the different parts to it, what are the different features that we use in a mobile camera, what are the different modes that we have, and you learn something from it and you can use it in your day-to-day photography as well. Okay. So here with me I have a normal smartphone. It has what it's called a back camera and it has a front camera or the selfie camera that we use. Okay. Now in most of the modern cameras we have multiple, you see multiple cameras in it, right? Like this particular phone has 4 cameras. Okay. So this phone has 4 back cameras and it has a front camera which is a selfie camera. Okay. So one camera out of these 4 cameras is a normal camera, which is a standard camera that every phone has. Then what are the next 3 cameras that it has, right? So the next camera that it has is a zoom camera. Okay. What does zoom mean? Zoom means to go close to something. Okay. So what does zoom camera do in this case? It zooms in your picture for an object which is far away from it. All right. Then it has a wide angle camera. Wide angle camera is basically something that covers more things in its field of view. Okay. Then the 4th camera is a macro camera. Do you guys remember from the last class what macro photography is? Yes. Macro photography is basically clicking pictures of something which is very small and very close to the camera. So if I go to something that is very small and something very close to the camera, then this 4th camera is going to help me take pictures of it. Okay. Now I will show you guys how it is going to look like from your mobile phone itself. Okay. So now I go to this camera app here and now you see that this is the normal camera that I have when I open the camera app. Okay. So basically now what you see from my mobile is my camera which is recording this and this is the light that I'm using. Okay. Now if I click this button here on the left part of it, it converts it into the wide angle camera, and now you can see more of what is in my room. You see the light completely, you see the camera and the camera stand. Okay, this is the wide angle. Now I go to the normal camera again. Okay, this is the normal camera. Now third one is going to be the zoom camera. So now you can see my camera a little more closely. You see less part of the camera stand, and you mostly don't see any light at all. Okay, so this is the zoom camera, this is the normal camera, and this is the wide angle camera. Now each phone might have different settings to how you select zoom or wide angle or the normal camera, or some phones might not have wide angle or zoom cameras at all, but that is not an issue. It is just something that helps you take better pictures, or pictures that have different perspectives or different angles to it. Like you can click maybe some mountains or landscape type of pictures better with a wide angle camera, or you can click animal photos or something that is far off better with a zoom camera. But normal camera, the mode that you see right now, this is the mode to be able to click most type of the pictures using your mobile phone. Alright, so this is the normal camera again, this is the wide angle camera, and this is the zoom camera. Normal, wide angle, normal, zoom. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Now there's a fourth type of camera which I did not tell you about, which is the macro camera. Now how you activate the macro camera is different for different types of mobile phones, and it might not be there in all the mobile phones as well. But here you see a small flower, and if I click on it, you see that it shows super macro, which is basically a macro mode. Now if I go very close to my keyboard here, and now I can click very close to the keyboard itself, and you see the control written very closely as well. You can see the shift very close to the camera as well. And if I click it, you see it has much more sharpness, and it's very much clear than what you can click from a normal camera. I'll show you something that I click of the same thing from a normal camera. If I turn off this mode, then you can't see what's written here at all. That is what macro cameras are for. Macro is photography of small things, and in this you can see the small things very clearly. Okay, so now kids, it's time for a small quiz that we have for you guys. Let's use the link and then go to our quiz platform and fill in the answers. All right, let's fill in the answers quickly, and then we will discuss the solutions and which answers are why, and then we can continue with our lesson further from this. Okay, I see that some of you have already started filling in the answers. Let's finish this quickly and then we can discuss the answers. Yes, a few more minutes and then we can continue with our discussion here again. Yes, let's finish this quickly. I see your answers have started flowing in. Yes, I think let's wait for a couple more seconds and then we can start off with the next lesson. Okay, since most of you have completed the quiz, I think we can start with discussing the answers. Now, as you can see and you have correctly answered that, the first picture is the wide angle shot in this case. The second picture is a normal photo and the third picture is a zoomed in shot. Okay, so the first question is I think clear to most of the folks, since in the first picture you see that you can see most of the frame, most of the things that are there in the surroundings. In the second picture it is a little zoomed in than it is from the first shot, which means that the first one is a wide angle, the second one is a normal one, and then in the third one you are even closer to the subject. That means that it is a zoomed in picture. Okay, now in the second question we see that the first picture is the most zoomed in and most closer to our subject here. The second picture is a little less zoomed in than the first one, but a little more zoomed in than the third one, which means that it is the normal picture, which is a middle of both of these scenarios. And then the third picture is the most wide angle shot, or in the picture where we see most of the surroundings. All right, and thus it is a wide angle picture. Okay, I think all the two questions are clear to you guys. Awesome. I think we can move on to the next part of this video now, which is about portrait mode in our camera. Okay, so now what is a portrait mode? I think you might have wondered that what a portrait mode actually does. Okay, so let me start off with opening the portrait mode first. Now portrait mode can work both for the back camera as well as for the front camera in most of the phones. Okay, but the meaning of it is going to remain the same. Now since I don't have anyone else that I can click pictures of, I'm going to use it in the selfie camera. Okay, now if I click a picture of myself in the portrait mode, let us see the result. I'll click one picture. Okay, and now I'll click one picture in the normal mode. Now if I'll open the picture, you see that in this photo you can see me clearly, you can even see the fan and my backgrounds clearly. But now if I switch to the portrait picture, you see that everything behind me is not sharp, you cannot see it clearly, and the background which we cannot see clearly is what we called as blurred background. Okay, it means that the background is not clear and you can see only me clearly. This is what portrait mode does to your pictures. You can see the human in the photo clearly, but you cannot see the background very clearly. It's blurred. Okay, now in the normal picture you see the background very clearly as well. That means that it's a normal photo in which there is no background blur, and in the portrait mode there is a background blur. So this is the difference that portrait mode for both front and the back camera makes. Now if I click picture of anyone from my camera, you click picture of your friend from your camera as well, then in the portrait mode you will see that the background is blurred, but in the normal mode the background is not blurred. Okay, now we'll have a very small quiz for you guys from what I've taught you about the portrait mode. Okay, now go to the link that we have and you can answer the questions quickly, and then we can come back and discuss those. So I see that most of you have started filling in the answers to the quiz. Let's fill in the answers quickly and then we will begin discussing the questions that we have in the quiz for you guys. Okay, yes, I see that most of you folks have started filling in the answers. Let's wait for a few more minutes, fill them quickly, and then we will start with the discussion of the questions. Okay, I see answers flowing in very quickly. Let's wait for a few more seconds and then we will start the discussion of both the questions. Yes, let's wait for a few more minutes and then we will start discussing the questions that I've given in the quiz. I see that most of you have filled in the answers. So let's discuss the first question first then. So in this picture you see that the human is in focus clearly, but you see that the background is blurred. Yes, so since the background is blurred, this picture was clicked in portrait mode. Okay, yes. Now the second picture has the human as well as the background in focus, and the background is very much visible as well. This means that the picture was not clicked in portrait mode, it was clicked in normal mode. Okay, then the third question, that what is called the background of the portrait mode which is not in focus, what is it called? Yes, it's called blur. as what I've told you before, that the part that is not in focus clearly, we call that part as blurred part of the picture. Yes. So since we have discussed all the three questions, and I think most of you have understood it clearly, that portrait mode means that you can click pictures of mostly humans where the background is going to be not very sharp, not very clear, and it's going to be blurred, and that is what is portrait mode is known for. Okay, now we head on to the next topic that I'm going to discuss and tell you guys about today. It's the night mode. What does it click in your mind when I say night mode? Night is basically, you can associate with darkness or very less light available. So what night mode in your mobile camera does is, it uses software and processing that it has to make sure that pictures that you click even in very less light is going to have more light into it, that it achieves, that it makes possible by using the software processing and the algorithm and all of that magic that it does. Okay, now I'm going to show it to you in the mobile as well. Now if I go to the camera app and I select the Nightscape mode, which it is called as in this particular camera, it could be called as something else in a different camera as well. Now I've clicked this outside my house where it was very dark. Now I click the picture and now it's saying captured and optimizing. Basically it is doing its software processing and magic, and you can see that the picture is not as dark as you were seeing it previously. And now if I click the same picture in a normal mode, in a normal photo mode that I shown you before, you see that there's a clear difference. You see that the picture in the normal mode is not that clear. If I zoom into it, you see that the picture is not very clear. But if I do it in the night mode photo, the picture is very much more clear. Now if I click a picture of just the sky in normal mode again, and then I click a picture of just the sky in night mode again, now it's going to optimize it for some time. And now if I open the picture, this is the night mode picture, this is the normal picture. And now you see that night picture has a lot more light into it. It is a lot more clear than the normal picture that you are going to see. Alright, I am going to show you one more example of it. Let me open the camera app again here. Now I open the camera app. I go to the night mode. It could be called anything depending upon your phone or the phone that you have, the model of the phone that you have. Some phones might not even have the night mode. In that case, you can just use the normal mode to click pictures in the night as well. But if you have this particular night mode built into your mobile camera, try using the night mode always. Okay. Now if I point it towards my camera here and I click a picture, it's going to process it for some time. And now I go to the normal mode and I click a picture again. Okay. Now this is the normal photo that I've clicked, and this is the night mode photo that I've clicked. Now you don't see a lot of difference, but if I tell you to look at specifically the left part of this photo where the gate is, this is the Nightscape photo, okay? And this is the normal photo. You see that there's not a lot of details, not a lot of clarity in the picture in the left part of the photo in the normal mode. But if I go to the night mode and I zoom in, you see that there's a lot more clarity even in this part, the camera, the windows behind. If I go back to the normal photo, you don't see a lot of light here in the windows area. Okay, I'll show you one more example. Okay, now if I point away from the camera into the back part of the room, I click a photo. This is the normal mode. I click a photo in the night mode again. Now it's going to do some software magic. It's going to run all the software that it has. Now, this is the night mode picture, okay? And this is the normal picture. Now you see the difference here. I zoom into the normal picture and you see that there's not a lot of details in the normal picture here, okay? But if I go back to the night picture and I zoom in, you see there's a lot more light into the photo. There's a lot more clarity into the photo in the night mode, even in the floor area, even in the door on the right. You see, there's a lot of difference that you see in the night mode, and this is what night mode is for. You can click pictures in the night on the streets, and pictures will be a lot more clear, and it does the software magic that it has, but it makes the final picture that you're going to show someone a lot better than what it is going to be without using any such mode available in your mobile phone. Okay, now again I'm going to have a small quiz for you guys where you are going to have 2 questions, and just use the link that we have given to you and head over to the platform and answer the questions quickly. All right. Yes, let's do the answers quickly, and then we will discuss the solutions of why the answers are what, and we can head on to the last topic that I have for you guys. Okay. Yes, I see the answers already coming in. Some people have already started submitting their answers. Let's go through it quickly, and then we can discuss the next topic and the questions that I have for you guys. Okay. Let's wait for a few more minutes for the rest of the people to fill in the answers, and then we will discuss the questions that I've given for you guys. Yes. Let's wait for a few more minutes, and then we will start discussing the questions that I have given to you guys. Okay, so I see that most of you have answered both of the questions. So in this case, as you can see, that the picture with very less light into it, you see very less details, the less clear one picture, that is the night, that is not the night picture, that is a normal photo. Okay, and then the picture that you see on the right, that picture is a night photo, because you see a lot more light into that picture, and thus you can easily tell that the picture on the right is clicked using night mode and the picture on the left is clicked using a normal mode. Okay, awesome. Now the second question again as well, you see that the picture on the left is a lot more darker and it has a lot less clarity and a lot less details into it, while the picture on the right has a lot more light, and you can easily tell again that the picture on the right was clicked using night mode and the picture on the left was clicked using a normal mode. Yes, alright kids, awesome. Then I think we can head over to our next and the last topic that I have for you guys for this video, which is panorama. What is this new word that you have heard? Okay, what is a panorama picture? Okay, now if I go to the photo and if I click a normal picture, this is the this is the normal mode. Okay, and this is the wide angle mode, but every camera might not have wide angle mode available. Okay, some cameras have maybe only normal lens, normal camera and a zoomed in camera. All phones might not have a zoomed in camera. What you can use rather is, right, your phone might have a mode, most of the phones do, is a panorama mode. It is there on the left side on my phone. It could be somewhere else on your phone. You might have to discover it a little separately. So what basically I see when I go into the panorama mode is that it shows a right arrow and it shows the whole screen page, just a part of what I have in front of me. I click the button in the center here, and then I take my phone to the right. It says move the camera to the right. Okay, I move my camera to the right very, very slowly, very stably, and then I press the stop button. Okay, now if I go to the gallery here, you see that the picture has everything from here to here. Amazing, isn't it? What it basically did is, I moved my I started recording, I moved my camera from here to here, and it basically sort of took you can say a video of it. It captured everything from here to here, and it stitched everything together. It took everything together and it made it into a single photo. You see, the photo in this case is a single photo from the left to the right, and everything is stitched into one photo. Whereas if I take a normal photo of this particular area, it's only going to have this particular part. But in the panorama, you see everything from the left from the starting of the door to the ending of the light. Amazing, isn't it? That in the panorama mode, you can move your camera and you can click a larger part of what is in front of you compared to a normal camera mode. Okay, now if I even click a picture from the wide angle mode, you don't see everything from the door to the light. You only see this part. Now if I click one picture of this as well, and if I compare it, alright, if I compare the wide angle picture to the panorama picture, you see that the wide angle picture has less things visible than the panorama picture. Thus, you can say that panorama pictures can help you capture a lot more of what is in front of you compared to a normal camera mode or a wide angle camera mode. Okay, does this help? Awesome. Now I'm going to have one last quiz for you guys where I'll basically show you a few pictures and then you have to answer based on it. Okay, just use the link given below and then answer the question in the quiz that I've got for you guys. Let's head over to the platform and answer the questions very quickly. Okay, yes, so I see some of the students have already started going on to the quiz platform and started filling in their answers. Let's wait for a few more minutes and then we will start discussing the questions that I have put on for you guys. Let's wait for a few more minutes and then we can start discussing the answer for the question that I've given you guys. Yes, let's wait a few more seconds and then we can start. Yes, I think most of you have already submitted the answer, so let's discuss the solution. So as most of you have correctly answered, the first picture is a panorama picture, which is basically in which you see a lot more things. But then the second picture is a normal photo in which you can see only a part of what is in front of you. Okay, so this was a easy question, I think. Yes, okay. So I think this is the end of this particular video as well. I think let's do a quick recap of what we have learned. We have learned about normal mode of a camera, and then we learned about the wide angle camera. Then we learned about zoom camera. What is a zoom camera? Where you get closer to what you have in front of you. You get picture of something that is far away from you up close. You can get closer to the thing that is in front of you and you can get pictures of that. What is a wide angle camera? In wide angle camera, you see more of what things are in front of you. Okay, this is the first topic that we learned. Then we learned about portrait mode. What is a portrait mode? It basically makes the subject or the human or your friend who is going to be in front of the camera, or maybe your own selfie. It keeps you clear and it makes everything in the background, everything that is behind you less clear, or it makes it blurred. Yes, blur. It blurs everything that is behind you. Okay, that was the portrait mode what we learned about. Then the third thing that we learned about was night mode. What does night mode do? It helps you take pictures in things, in places where there is very less light. That means generally at night times. It does software magic and it makes your picture a lot more clearer. Okay. Then the last thing that we learnt about was panorama mode. What can we use panorama mode for? We can move our camera and we can capture a lot more things of what is in front of us. Okay. These were the things that we learnt in this video. And now it's time for a submission. Now this time I'm going to ask you guys to click pictures using any of the techniques that we have learned today. You can either use a normal camera, or you can preferably use a zoom or a wide angle, or you can use portrait mode, or you can use night mode, or try using panorama. Use any of these techniques that we have talked about today and submit picture for any one of the things that we have learnt about. One picture would work. And I would personally go through all of your submissions. Would love to see pictures that all of you have submitted, and we'll select the top 10 pictures out of the pictures that you guys have submitted. Okay, I'll go through all of the pictures personally. So I would want all of you to submit pictures for this particular class as well. The steps for submitting on our platform are given at the end of this video. Till then, I think this is it that I had for you kids for this class. I'll see you guys next week. Till then, I hope everything in this class was very much understandable, and I'm going to see you guys next week. I hope if you have any doubts, I'd like to clear them in the next class. Please put them in the comments and I will try to resolve them next week. If you have any other things that you want to learn, let me know as well, and I'll try to cover it in the coming classes or in the coming courses that I'll have for you guys. Okay? Thank you so much for watching this video, kids. I would see you all next week, and thank you. Goodbye. Bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions.